Hey everyone. I know I've been posted on this channel in nearly 2 years now, but I felt like it was important today on July 20th to talk about Michael Brooks, one of, in my opinion, not just greatest leftist minds, but just greatest minds that our generation has ever seen. If you've never seen Michael Brooks, strongly urge you guys to go over to youtube.com/, TMBS, the Michael Brooks Show. You can just search that into the search bar, it'll pop up, and you will be introduced to one of the most intelligent, kind, fun loving, and overall just, I want to say life changing people, because in a way he did change my life. I've never met Michael Brooks, and unfortunately, I never will have the chance to do so. But discovering his content, discovering his thought process, his philosophy on not just politics, but how to treat human beings, how to treat each other, how we as human beings can work together to make everyone's lives better. That core message and that core theme, it's always resonated with me in general, but I don't think there was anyone who was better at driving that home and driving that messaging, driving all of that home. There was no one better than Michael Brooks. And whether he was talking about the conflicts throughout the world, whether he was talking about Israeli apartheid, whether he was talking about, the utter disgrace that is the Modi government in India, Michael Brooks is someone who grounded everything he did in what I like to call a very ruthless compassion, and that's literally stealing some of his words, because he always had this saying of be ruthless with institutions, with systems of oppression, with systems of power. Be ruthless with systems, but be compassionate to each other. And it's something that's resonated with not just leftists, but I think everybody. And I think if we're talking about a core belief, like forget policies and all that, a core belief that the only way that we can take on these systems of oppression in whatever form they are, whether they're companies, whether they're political institutions, no matter what they are, the only way you can do that is by working together, by understanding the plight of each other and working to better that, and working in unison to do that, and making sure that as you do it and as you're working towards your goals, you have that underlying empathy, even if with people you might not necessarily agree with. That doesn't mean that you have to, submit to other people's whims. That doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice your own principles at all. No, you can do both. And there's a very fine line between what counts as like a system and who counts as, you know, just an everyday human being, that underlying human being aspect that I talked about. Anyway, I'm rambling and I understand that, but Michael Brooks legitimately changed my life. He is, again, I think one of the greatest humans to ever exist. And I'm better off for discovering his content. The world is better off for having him, or for having had him, and unfortunately we're also worse off for having lost him. But I hope that, today we can take a minute to appreciate what he did and the legacy that he left, and the work that continues on with Left Reckoning on YouTube, the work that can hopefully continues on Patreon, with the Michael Brooks Legacy Project. Again, this was one of, I think, the most unique, kindest, and just game-changing souls to ever exist. Like, he was awesome. So thank you, Michael Brooks. You literally are a hero of mine. I can't say that I would be where I am, thinking the way I do, and doing all the different things that I do without, the inspiration in a way that Michael provided on many levels, not just politically, but as a content creator. I mean, just going out and doing this and trying new things and all that. It's just, I owe a lot to a person who I've never met. And yeah, it's always going to be a bit of a regret of mine that I never got to meet him. But he's left behind a legacy, I think, that will never leave us wanting for content, that will never leave us wanting for brain food. So appreciate all of you for sticking around through all of this. Please go check out TMBS on YouTube. They are literally hours upon hours of Michael and the awesome content that he put out and his ideas that still to this day are, I argue, even more relevant than they were when he talked about them. He's got a book that I read multiple times. That's good. There's so much content. If you look up Michael J. Brooks, you will get everything that you need from that. But anyway, appreciate y'all.